Is that from? If I were going to make a bunch of movies, I'd like to let you know that I would have you compose every one of them.
Oh, so we could have a relationship like those two famous guys.
What do you think? Oh, Remy and that one chef.
Yeah. I could tug on your hair, and you could make little masterpieces.
Wee weenie.
Yeah.
This was stupid.
That's fine.
Really dumb.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Hey, what's up, you guys? Listen, there are two people in this world.
Really?
Well, there's at least, yeah.
I don't know. I see you right now.
Yeah, well, look down.
Oh, no.
You can see yourself, too.
You're the only one I can see right now.
Okay.
You have no proof.
All right, well, listen. There are two people on this earth who were just born to make movies, I think. And that's of course, Judd Apatow and Rob Reiner.
What a weird...
Just kidding. No, that's Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg, I think, is probably the greatest, in my opinion.
I agree.
Greatest director of all time.
This is where we run
the distinction between greatest, best, and favorite.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite. He's not the best. He's the greatest.
He
had the most quality over time with influence.
He is a hitmaker.
Yeah, hitmaker. He's the Jeff Lynne of movies. I don't know if that's a good comparison. Anyway, Steven Spielberg, the guy who's known for such incredible works as Ready Player One,
and
Bridge of Spies,
and 1941,
BFG. Just kidding. Obviously, Steven Spielberg is probably the most prolific filmmaker ever. I love Steven Spielberg. I love his movies. Every one of them I've seen. And that's who we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
You want to read off some of his movies, Joe, for those of our audience who are maybe a bit, what's the word? Underdeveloped?
Stupid. Yeah. I'm just going to be reading off the ones that I've seen. Not that he didn't.
It's okay. Who cares? Nobody's going to fact check you. Just read it.
Jaws.
Cars 2. Just kidding. Okay, Jaws.
Jaws. Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep.
E.T. Twilight Zone the movie. Another Indiana Jones movie. The Color Purple. Indiana Jones the Squeakquel.
Yeah.
Hook. He made Hook.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Schindler's List. The Lost World Jurassic Park. Saving Private Ryan. Minority Report. Catch Me If You Can. War of the Worlds. Indiana Jones 4. Electric Boogaloo. Adventures of Tintin. War Horse.
Lincoln.
BFG. The Post.
And none of the new stuff counts.
Yeah.
Okay.
He changed. I don't think he changed. I think the industry changed.
Yeah, I think he kept trying to make the same thing with new technology.
He's pulling a Lucas.
He's pulling a Lucas, which they're best friends.
Yeah, they're best friends. So it works.
And they're best friends with Martin Scorsese. So there's all that put together in a bag of chips.
He also produced a ton of movies. A ton of really good movies. The Men in Black movies. Band of Brothers, the series, which was phenomenal. Back to the Future. Did he produce Star Wars?
Mm-mm.
No, he produced Friends.
All right, so here's the deal.
Monster House.
Oh, he produced Monster House, that's right. Steven Spielberg just knows how to make a movie.
Yeah.
He knows, and he doesn't miss. One thing I'd like to point out is that he made Jurassic Park and Schindler's List at the same time.
Yeah.
Simultaneously. That's impressive. Those are very different. Like, imagine the emotional turmoil you're going through doing that at the same time.
Yeah,
so,
knowing all those people died in that park.
Right.
With dinosaurs.
Yeah, just the emotional turmoil of knowing the dinosaurs killed all those people. Okay, so anyway, Joe, what's your favorite Spielberg movie? Let's start there.
My favorite Spielberg movie?
Yeah, let's just rank them.
Let's rank all of them. It's a lot of movies.
It's not rank all of them. You just kind of throw them out there.
My favorite one would probably be Jurassic Park.
Oh, really?
I love that movie.
Didn't expect that. So for a long time, I would have said my favorite is Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think that is the best adventure movie, or my favorite adventure movie ever made. It's impossible to top Raiders.
But also, it's hard to rank his movies.
Because they're all different.
They're all different, and they're also just almost equal.
Yeah. I think my favorite is probably Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah. And it's like every time I see another one, I'm like, oh, I forgot about that movie. Is that my favorite? I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe E.T.? Sure. Why not? Throw it in the bucket.
Probably is.
Spin it around.
Whenever the most recent one I've watched, that's my favorite Spielberg.
Okay, so yours is favorite's the BFG. Just kidding. I don't know if I haven't seen that.
Didn't
so,
see it.
Anyway.
Look at this big freaking guy.
Look at this big fart guy. That was not my brightest moment. Hey, Catch Me If You Can is really good.
Catch Me If You Can is fantastic. Saving Private Ryan is great.
Schindler's List makes me want to cry.
I didn't watch it.
Well, you should.
I know I should. Do I have to?
I mean, I can't force you.
All
Or
right.
can I? Clockwork Orange style, just toothpick your eyelids open and make you watch it.
That'd be sick. We gotta talk about The Box sometime.
The Box?
Not the movie The Box. The box that sits in my brain about movies we don't talk about.
We can do a box episode of that
Yeah.
box of Untouchables.
There's also a movie called The Box, I think.
Really?
Unrelated.
There's The Gift with Jason Bateman.
Oh, yeah. Jason Bateman and Joel Edgerton. And Rebecca Hall.
That was not directed by Steven Spielberg.
No.
I don't know why we're having such a hard time talking
It's
about what we're
kinda
supposed to. Yeah. So, look, Indiana Jones, real quick, aside. So, Raiders is the best.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the rest of them?
Good, not as good.
Here's my thing, okay? People like to hate. People love to love Raiders and Last Crusade.
Yeah.
They love to hate Temple of Doom and hate Crystal
I
Skull.
love Temple of Doom.
I love Temple of Doom. I think it's probably on par with hell. I don't know. It's hard to rank those movies, but I mean, obviously, if I could only keep one, it would be Raiders.
It'd be Raiders, yeah.
But Temple of Doom is just so weird.
Yeah.
You gotta love a movie that weird. And then people really hated Crystal Skull when it came out, but they hated it for the wrong reasons.
Which I get it.
I get it.
Trying to live up to a reputation of it.
I liked Crystal Skull.
I did too.
You know what I hear the most hate about with that movie? Is the opening scene. And that is my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
The nuke scene.
I think if you're going to grant liberty with him jumping out of a plane in a raft.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say. People were like, well, it's so unrealistic that he could get in a fridge and survive a nuclear blast. Look, man, in the second movie, he jumped out of an airplane in an inflatable raft and slid down a mountain.
They took a man's heart out.
They took a man's heart out of his chest cavity and he lived. And they lowered him into a volcano. Okay? I don't care about realistic with these movies.
Obviously, if you watch the original thing, realistic is not the goal they're trying to set.
Yeah. So, get out of here with that. If there's anything you can complain about with the fourth movie, it's Shia LaBeouf, sorry Noah, and the fact that Aliens was behind it. Because that's stupid. The other three movies are centered on like religious artifacts. And then the fourth one is just aliens. That's stupid. That's dumb.
Kind of dumb.
Breaks with the genre. You don't do that.
Yeah. But overall,
Still a good movie.
I like watching
I didn't like the Tarzan scene either.
No, I didn't either.
I guess now that I'm thinking about it, there's some parts of that movie that were pretty stupid.
I still liked it. It's just definitely not as good.
Yeah.
E.T., fantastic. Hook, great movie.
I haven't seen Hook. And I haven't seen E.T. since I was 10, so...
I haven't seen Hook since I was 10.
Well, let's go back to being 10 and watch some movies.
If I were 10 again, what a life I could live. Schindler's List, didn't watch.
Oh, man.
Minority Report.
Good stuff.
I really like that movie.
Oh, hold on. No. My favorite. I changed my mind. We got to talk about Saving Private Ryan. I had not seen it till last year. And the opening 15 minutes, the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan legitimately brought me to tears. Just the opening scene. It's so hard to watch. Just one of the most realistic and gruesome war scenes in any movie ever. And it is hard to watch.
Yeah. War of the Worlds was good.
Was it?
It was solid, yeah.
Was it just a remake or a reimagining of the story? Because haven't they adapted that book like 40 times?
10-10 was good.
I liked it.
I thought the movie
It was like Raiders of the Lost Ark animated.
Yeah.
And a kid.
And here, it blows my mind watching that movie because of how good it looks as an animated movie. Everything looks real.
The animation in Adventures of Tintin is like the best animation ever.
Everything looks real. And
Still.
all the people that look like
so
cartoons,
good.
all cartoon faces, I'm like, well, if that person existed, that's exactly what they would look like.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Blows my mind. Didn't watch Lincoln.
All right, how'd you feel about the newer ones, like Ready Player One?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you did?
Because I
Okay.
wanted to read the book first. And then I heard the movie wasn't great.
The movie wasn't great. It was just okay. And I heard it didn't follow the book very well.
I watched the CinemaSins for it, so we're good.
It doesn't count. How many times do I have to tell you? I haven't seen Minority Report.
It was solid. It was a very interesting concept. Do you remember that episode where Fry becomes a cop in Futurama, and they have those things, those little robots in the pool that predict the crimes?
Okay.
That's a spoof of that.
Cool. Don't you love when you enjoy something that's like a parody of something else, but then it's accidentally not? You don't know it's a parody, and then you're kind of embarrassed.
Yeah. Speaking of parodies, our next episode.
Tune in next week. Wait. Oh, you go ahead.
Oh yeah, tune in next week.
No, wait. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it. Tune in next week. Our next episode.
If you want to call and leave us a voicemail, also give us a call to that number, the 918-268-6337. Just a side note. Continue, Joe.
He's remaking West Side Story.
Oh, yes, he is remaking West Side Story.
He remade it, and it was supposed to come out in 2020. Well, this is a really cool thing that happened. Everybody got sick and died.
Yep.
And then
That's why I said earlier that there's... Wait, was that this episode where I said there's 2 people on Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that we record one episode at a time. Suspend your disbelief, and that was last week.
I'm curious to see what it's going to look like.
Next year?
The West Side Story.
Oh.
I really like the original movie.
I haven't seen it since high school.
I haven't either.
The version I saw was weird because it was like in real life, and there was a guy. There was a really handsome guy in it who played. What was his name? Riff.
Yeah, Riff.
Riff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Part of the reason I like that movie is because I was in the play, so we had to watch the movie. It's just Romeo and Juliet with minority criminals. But it's really good.
Minority Report.
Minority Reporting.
Tying it all back together. Maybe that's why he's remaking West Side Story.
And it's got Ansel Elgort as the lead. The guy from Baby
Didn't he get in trouble for something?
I feel like I'm not surprised when anybody gets in trouble anymore.
Yeah.
But I do not think... Nice.
Thanks.
I don't think his movies would be anywhere near as successful if he didn't have John Williams.
Oh, I know. You got to talk about John Williams.
Yeah.
That's another guy, just a classic pairing, like peanut butter and jelly. He's if Steven Spielberg's the greatest filmmaker of all time, John Williams is the greatest composer,
like socks
like
and
modern
feet.
composer, like socks and feet, like toes and fungus,
Like applesauce and graham crackers,
like ice cream and mustard,
like door jams and doors,
like light bulbs and light,
like sleep and awake,
like daytime and sneezing,
like time and the unrelenting stress,
like existence and existential dread.
What a great pair that they make.
I thought they make fruit.
That's dumb.
Pear, get it? P-E-A-R?
Oh, I thought you meant P-A-R-E.
No, that would be like wait, what does that word mean?
I didn't even know that was a word.
It is. It's like a verb. Okay, look it up real quick. That's how we can end this episode. I think we only talked about Steven Spielberg for a total of 3 minutes.
Well, we're on a rough streak tonight. Pear, trim. Why did you just say trim?
I hate synonyms. Me and all my homies hate synonyms.
Carlo pared his thumbnails with his knife.
I promise you guys we'll be more focused next episode, okay? Or maybe a couple episodes down the line. You guys really got to start leaving us some voicemails.
Yeah, because we're kind of running on empty. It feels like we're talking to ourselves here.
Yeah, whoa. It almost feels like you guys aren't here.
Ever. Have you ever been here?
Look, we're really only separated by space and time.
True.
From these people listening.
Yeah, and me and you were only separated by like 7 inches.
You know what I think we should do is every week we just kind of act like we're talking to a specific person who we know listens to this podcast and they get creeped out. Preston.
Preston.
We just mention one person per week.
Thanks, Preston.
Thanks, Preston. Thanks for listening. I hope you left a review already.
Really appreciate you, Preston. Not even joking. Every time I talk to you, you always talk about the show. And I'm like, I feel really good about
he's a cool guy.
Yeah. Good job with those teeth.
Good job with those beautiful pearly whites, man.
Fixing those teeth with people and stuff.
He's going to hate this.
This is going to be jarring.
He's going to be real uncomfortable listening to this in the car, driving to work. If I was right about that, it's going to be even creepier.
Yeah, you're in the middle of summer school, right? Huh? Smart guy.
Oh, wow. But it's funny because in middle school, stupid people go to summer school. And then in college, overachievers go to summer school.
Yeah. He just achieves nonstop.
Nothing is overachieving for Preston.
Yeah. Or Steven Spielberg.
That's right. Steven Spielberg is the greatest filmmaker of all time. And Preston Patrick is the greatest
soon-to-be dentist?
Dental student of all time. No offense to you other dental students out there.
Tell your friends that we said that.
Hey, Preston, I don't know if Preston is actually, he might not listen to this episode, but if you know Preston and you are listening to this, then tell him to listen to this episode. Because it's going to bother me if we talk about Preston for 3 minutes and he never listens to this episode. All right, see you next week.